Started becoming aware of things as a youngster. I was raised mainly at the age of around five, by my great-grandmother. My mother and father, with my three other brothers, moved to West Augustine. I remained in Lincolnville, even at the age of 5, with this understanding that I had to take care of her. Now, as I grew older, living on D. Haven Street, at the age of about 10, so I was about 10 years old. Like any other kid, I wanted my ice cream and candy, but she didn't have the money all the time to give it to me. So I'm trying to think of, well, how can I keep a little pocket change? Well, I would see the white paper boys riding their shiny bikes in and out of the St. Augustine Record with their papers. And I recall one day standing there watching them leave. I said, I think I can do that. But unfortunately, the St. Augustine Record was 1 block over outside of the black community of Lincolnville. And I was always cautioned not to go into the white section by my great-grandmother. So I worked with the courage to walk in. There was a white man behind the counter, and I told him I'd like to become a paper boy. He said, okay, I'll give you a chance. Come back tomorrow morning. But I was told by my grandmother, great-grandmother, not to go into the white neighborhood. Just try to sell your papers in the black neighborhood, which I did. I think the first week or so, I made about 5-10 cents a day. And I started thinking, I said, wow, this really is not working. Is it worth 10 cents to stand in the sun like this? So wait a minute, where else can I sell papers to really make some money? So I decided, wait a minute, you got that big fort downtown, but that's in the white neighborhood. I said, wow, okay, let me go up there and give that a shot. I went up there the first hour. I sold every paper I had. I went back to the St. Augustine Record, got another wad. Within another hour, I sold those. I never forget, I went in one day to pick up my papers. I mean, they really give me a huge wad at the time. Now I was selling so many. So the white clerk behind it just, well, what are you doing to sell so many papers? I told him, I just walk up to people and say, paper, sir, paper, ma'am, and they buy the papers. One day I went in again to pick up my papers, so that the manager behind the counter said, well, you know something, kid? You see all of these white kids? You sold more papers in 1 week than the entire group. What are you doing? I said, yeah, I'm just paper, sir, paper, ma'am. But these two white paper boys followed me. But this particular day when these guys came, the tourists would come out. You know, as I stood there and paper, sir, paper, ma'am, the two white paper boys would come up to my left or right and started shaking their papers. And the people would come out and look. They'd look at me, look at them, and they started buying papers from them, just ignoring me. I couldn't figure it out. So I said, look, okay, they're not going to buy papers from me like they used to. So I got to find another location, which I did. I found something, but not as lucrative as in front of the fort. Now, I befriended one of the white paper boys because I never forget, he walked me and said, you know something? See all of these guys, the white guys, they be betting against you that they can outroll papers better than you, or they can ride their big. He said, you keep beating them. Can you train me? And one particular morning after we finished our routes, he said, look, let's go up to McCory's and get a milkshake. That's all right, sounds good. We went in. There's a lady behind the counter. And he said, well, look, miss, I'd like to have a milkshake with cream and cherry on the top. I told her, give me the same. Now, when she brought him to the counter, he grabbed his, he jumped up on the stool, so did I. She told me, no, you can't eat your milkshake in here. I told her, why not? She said, because you're a Negro. I said, okay. So I went outside, sat on the curb with my milkshake. My white paperboy friend came out and sat next to me. He said, you know that she's a mean lady. I said, yes, she is. But I couldn't even at that age still understand what was going on. You know, why was I now being treated like this? It never dawned on me it was because I was black.